Need him to be pushing outwards into the territory. We're good. We're okay for that range. It's not a problem. As long as it's just this one fight. If he has more guys stacked up behind him, then it's a problem. Let's go south and across. Yeah, you just stay where you're at. Alright, so everybody's moved. We'll see if we can take this guy out next round if we're lucky. Militia Parade. What were my other strat cards again? Don't care. Boomtown and calm them down. Not the cash one, unfortunately. Oh, that's right. We got the map. So, still not seeing a single hint of a road or a miner or anything else. It's it's feast or famine. I swear. I get smashed into the middle of a megalopolis of majors, or I get stuck off in the middle of absolutely nowhere. No connection to nothing forever. So, that's a refugee camp. Extra population. Not sure I'll be able to target anything else for my my spies. It'll sort of let me go that way.
Understood.
Critical success. Yay! So 2 spies that direction. Alright, Militia Parade. Do I let them have their parade? I'm gonna say no. It's gonna make some people somewhat mad. My advisor and my Supreme Council guy. Alright, yes, fine. Sir. Fine, you can have your money. Incident with an overambitious order. Already? We're already getting these? Thanks, game. Let's denounce him mildly.
Understood.
National budget. I am fine with what we've got. Actually, we'll just bump it up a little.
Yes, sir.
And Economic Council. So, Scotty. I'd rather put him into one of the research councils. Let's go ahead and try to hire. See if we get somebody better. Blake's Silverfield. Cap 2, meritocracy, heart. No particular advantages. 23 years old. Yeah, you can have the job. You're in, Blake.
Yes, sir.
And let's mark that down to 15. Oops.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so we're setting budgets there for the councils. They do various things. Already moved the units. So our building should be done. Ah, we didn't finish it. We ran out of metal. How did I run out of metal? I thought I had all the materials. That was my bad. I should have bought some metal to make sure I finished it. I still don't have enough to finish it. Trade. Not transfer, trade.
Copy that.
We don't know yet. We don't know if we got a better world spawn. It's not looking good. It's not as bad as the previous one, just because the terrain's a little more open, but so far, it's still just lots and lots of miles of nobody anywhere near. So we'll keep going for a few more rounds and get a few more spies out and see how the map develops. Alright, so we're out of political points. Tiny bit of money. I don't want to spend the fate point. Can't build anything. I think we're done. Yeah, the automatic factory helps, but it's only a really early game benefit. I mean, pretty quickly you start ramping up your industrial points, and 20 is going to be totally negligible. But it is big for now, for the first, I don't know, 10 or 15 turns. Unless we get lucky enough to get artifacts in one of our recycling locations. Then we can get the big automated factory. If I forgot, it's because it doesn't happen this round. Or do you mean talk to the governor and give them money and all that? 'Cause I thought I did that on the first turn. So we're playing on larger map, more opponents, and I've ticked the box that gives the AI more time to process its moves. So we definitely are experiencing longer delays in between turns. I'm a little worried about how much that's going to escalate. I've seen some fairly horrifying... Ouch. Some fairly horrifying... not that one again. Defend this position that's way the hell over there. Killed 400, lost 200. Alright, there's more mapping. See, look at this. Once again, it's like we have a planet to ourselves. This is terrible. Oh, hey, there's a road. Roads do exist. Oh, man. That is just so bad. Look at the size of that thing. I mean, come on. So we got, what, a quarter of the world mapped out already? And, yeah, it's a good percentage. And there's a tiny, tiny little road up north. That might be a miner that just has a road connection to its own resource. Doesn't actually go anywhere. But it's reporting that is the Oleron Pax. Oh, that's a major. So that's a major. That's a minor. That's a minor. There's a miner south and another miner. So there are some things in the area. We'll roll with it. I don't want to just keep restarting over and over and over again. Oops. That is a major right there, huh? That's actually pretty close. He's probably going to absorb that miner real quick. Not sure how I'm seeing where he's at, but we'll keep dumping out some more spies as we can. Just, it's pretty weird the way these maps are genning. Well, no, that's the problem. The AI doesn't play by the same rules, and he'll have a million roads in no time at all. That's the issue. Which I guess is good if he's building towards me, and then I get to take the roads from him, but, yeah. Plus, on hard, they get a special. They get advantages for the size of the area they start in and already pre-existing stuff. You'll see. We'll get him spied on, and you'll see what he starts with compared to me. Oh, good old adventurers. I'm gonna say no. There's no way I can keep them. I mean, they might do it. The militia will die. I mean, I don't want enforcement. Alright, we'll say yes, and if they survive, great. I don't think they will, but... Good job, spies. We got more? We don't have more yet. We didn't draw any spy cards. No strat cards this round. So, he punched out my militia unit. He's got a couple there now. See if we can get this cleaned up over here. We want militia units to wrap around. So, militia units. go to there, and militia unit go to there. You can't retreat now, so I don't need to occupy that space there. Let's, I don't quite have my full strength, but let's hit them and see what our numbers look like. All the regular army units, please. 10 to 1, 12 to 1, that should be plenty. We shouldn't take too many losses. Oh, never mind. You bullet catchers, you're supposed to duck.
Mission successful.
Didn't they teach you that in basic? Alright, I need to get more spies out here because I'm not seeing the units. So, militia, let's move you south. You can stay. The rest of you can stay. You're coming back. Yep, coming back. So I'm just kind of lurking around on the outside edge of our supply, our current resource line. There's no reason for me to keep extending this guy out. We know exactly what's out here. What do you got? You got 4.2. That's terrible. And it's a long way to a little free folk village. It'll be forever before I can get a road running out this way, so not much point for me going that way. Let's just move to there and to there. Call that good while we wait for the troops to come down to deal. Construction finished, so we got our bureaucratic office done. One turn later than I wanted, but what you gonna do? So we've got some points. I could run a road, but there's not anywhere needed to run a road to, other than trying to expand my logistics, and at the moment that's not necessary. So we're going to use those IP points for construction instead. Which one? 17 and 21. I guess it doesn't really matter in the short term. We'll go there. Construct. Mining. Recycling.
We'll go.
You don't have to build a road to it. Hex bonuses, you just have to have within your border control. Mining facilities and everything else, you have to have road connections to. But hex bonuses like that, or the like that, as long as they're within your empire, you're gaining the bonus within whatever zone they're in. So no road necessary. I need to run a road up there anyway. Eventually, we'll run a road north. We'll run a road down this way. Down south, so we're going to run a road spine out in every direction. But that'll be a little bit. We got to do some infrastructure. Right now, it's just hold the hordes off, because there's a lot more of these guys to fight than what you've seen so far. They're going to come swarming in on me. I need to get another one of these regular infantry units up. So once we get the recycling center down, the next thing I build might be another one of these military units. I need at least one more to help hold off the hordes. They're going to keep coming. Did you try to make a village? Yeah, I did it in last challenge, or last episode. We made our own town in the middle of the other ones that we had captured. So, nothing to do with strat cards at the moment. Don't need the calm, don't need the boom. Well... No, I want to save that for a small one that I develop. So, no strat cards. We've got the recycling center going, so I don't want to... Gonna cost 50 metal to turn, 125. We don't have 125 production, so it's going to take longer to build than just the 2 rounds. So that's going to be a little bit. They're working on nothing. Let's go check. Did I talk to the governor? And now I can't remember. Hey, you.
We'll go.
Yeah, see, I set them a budget. I switched that up, so we gave them their marching orders. Yeah, I don't want to change anything. A buggy would be good, actually, but I got to save every single point I've got for getting this recycling facility up. Not a lot I can choose from right now. There's a, what do they call it? I'll show it to you when we get back in game. There's a negative effect for having resources farther than 6 spaces away from the zone capital. And the farther away it is, the worse that malice gets. And the malice affects a whole bunch of other things. So having even one thing way outside the range could have a pretty large impact on a lot of different factors for your city. I always forget the term they use for it. But I know where it's shown, so I can show you. It can be worth it, yes, because each city center that you have gives you the opportunity to build another bureaucratic office, another light industry, and so on. It's just really slow to grow those cities from zero. So you can build colonists and you can relocate colonists to the new city. But it does give you the opportunity to put down more of those buildings that you're only allowed to build in city centers. Nope. Roads don't make any difference. It's just a flat negative for distance. Hit me, but we didn't lose anybody. Hit me, and we did lose somebody. Poor militia, getting smacked around. At least we're still killing more than we're losing. Power plant, that's a good one for a start. So, we finished our bureaucratic building, so we got a fate point. Our admin level has increased. We got the merchant, so there's an okay one. That one we already had. That one is important for certain situations. I might do the chemical high. Alright, so we're right on the outer edge of what we can support up here. Let's bring you down south. I'm just going to leave right here, tucked into the corner of this river for the bonus if anything tries to hit him. It'll be our northwestern guard. You guys are all coming back. And you just keep kind of rolling around on the outer perimeter here. Spies are feeding me more info so I can see where the free folk are currently at. Uh-oh, there's another factory. That's the plus 40 version. So we got the smallest version. We got the tiny, unfortunately. So helpful, but not outstanding. But that's a long way to go to get to that. Long, long way. That is the brothel. Yeah, it's a long way for you to walk. You got what? How many more turns? 4, 5? 5 rounds left. So they'll still be alive if nothing hits them, but if this guy comes over after I've starved a few rounds, they might actually force me out of that space, but there's not much I can do about it. So, not gonna worry about it. I'm thinking of maybe... Let's stack these guys. Hopefully he keeps just butting heads until I get my rest of my units down here. So that's it. So again, we're zeroed out on IP because we're spending it all on our construction project currently. We're gonna go short on metal again, I think. I have $0. None of the dollars. So we're not buying more metal. You gonna let me sell any food or water? That'd be nice. Food. 98 credits. Sure.
Copy that.
Give me 98 credits. I need my machines. And fuel is too cheap. Strat cards. No. 6d10 increase in unrest. I am usually okay with that trade-off early game because I can usually keep a few units here to garrison the city and bleed off the unrest. I think we're going to do it.
We'll go.
17 unrest. That's a good number for 2 fate points. Zone bonuses. Let's do that merchant. That'll give us a casino in our home area, please.
We'll go.
And we could decrease the unrest that we just generated. We'll save that for an emergency. Don't need feasts. That's worker and pop happiness. What are we at currently? 79 and 94. Yeah, we're going to hold the feasts. And we could do a population increase, but that's another one that I'd rather do at a new city we set up. So we're going to hold off on that. Archaeology effort. What is our numbers? 23% chance. No. No spy cards. Can't build anything. Did trading. I think we're set. Not really much I can do beyond just shuffling some units around right now. Yeah, motorized has better maneuverability. There are different movement rates per terrain. And it depends also on... it's complicated. There's a lot of factors. But it depends on the design of the vehicle, the motorized portion. The trucks that are used are a particular design. And as you research through the trees, you can get better motors and other stats that will make them more or less effective. The weight of the vehicle versus the power that the engine provides has an effect on movement rates. Spy Council? Maybe. You want to put a little bit of distance between generating councils. They're more expensive to generate one after another. Basically, if you generate one, then there's a high penalty to generating another one the next turn, and that penalty decreases turn by turn until it's back to the normal price again. So you pay a lot more to generate a council right after another one. So maybe another turn, we'll see. Kind of depends on if we recruit somebody who looks like it'd be a good candidate. Without having a bonus, it doesn't really help much to have the spy guy because he'll just fail constantly. You're wasting the PP. Wow, this turn's going for a while. This does not bode well. Gonna be time to get the stopwatch out. Space Russia? Yeah, possibly. We'll see. I haven't had a map like this to try to expand on for a while. I'm waiting for the bum rush of the natives. So far, they've been fairly light. Okay, no losses. Rare metal deposit, early find is good. depending on where they put it. University has been discovered. No spies again. We got to recruit Junior back again. There's our spy. Where'd you put the metal? Right there. Rare metal deposit. That's not terrible. We can work with that. Decisions. Economic Council research objective. Stick with the... Ooh, actually, I'll need power later. Let's go straight to university. That's going to be more important for the short term. Still just about zeroed out on resources. Next turn we'll finish building and then we'll be able to actually start producing. Hey, they got the light industry going. Awesome. So this is really the place where we get our first bump in IP. I mean, it helped that we got the automated factory that gave us 20. But when the private industry finishes this light industry, we'll also get an additional 20. So we get 20 of that. I need to get some cash so I can purchase their recycling center and their truck network. I want to buy both of these, but I need cash. And to get cash, I need the recycling stuff. So we'll get it. It'll just be a little bit. Nah, you can't usually nationalize IP stuff. The light industry won't let me nationalize it. Nationalizing it takes it out of the public economy or the private economy and puts it under my control directly, so I get more resources out of it. Right now, we're just getting a small share of what they would produce. So right now, we're getting 61 metal out of this scavenging facility, but it's producing. Well, there's bonuses involved too, so it's hard to say. But this is what we get, and then we get bonuses on top of that. But it increases if we take control of it. Well, it has secondary consequences, though. I mean, that means we're also removing it as a work source or a job source from the private economy. So there are consequences to nationalizing things. It's not all good benefits. It also has some other negative effects on the economy of the people in the city. And they get a little cranky when you nationalize their assets, so I think there's a happiness hit at the same time. Okay, yeah, that's not good. Go away. I don't think I'm going to press my luck going any further. I'm just going to... How far can we get? Slowpoke. Oh, that's right. I need that. I need a replacement unit. I need a couple replacement units. Can we have the points? We do. Alright, that'll get some replacements into those. Can't build any roads yet. Hopefully my private sector is going to get on the ball and try to build a mine out here, and they'll build the road themselves. That would be nice. That would be really convenient. I can get them to do that. Alright, I'm just going to come back up and take these. And maybe use them as a mobile to try to get around the backside of that group. You can just stay where you're at. No need to move you any further. Actually, we'll go there just so we can have this contiguous line of supply information. Hold the line. Just moved. All done there. Got our strat card back. Let's go for this side. Now see it's selecting this, which is what I don't want. Alright, go for the miner.
Understood.
Roll to 46. Big old fat failure. Recruit a junior.
Understood.
Porky Redner. Cap 1. 18 years old. Let's see. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Hey, he's intimidating. He's an intimidating 18-year-old. With terrible stats. Wow. That's pretty bad. That's definitely not my spy master I was hoping for. that was a bad roll there. Unfortunately. %. No, we're not going to spend the points for that kind of a roll. Not much else I can do right now. Whoops. Wait, do I need another machinery? It says not. I don't think I do. You'll let me sell water for 2 credits? Or that's buy. Never mind. No. I think it's done. I think I'm done paying for it. It's just the IP that I have left to finish that production. So we should be okay. Usually that's all I need is I just buy my 2 machinery initially, and that gets me the recycling center. So we'll assume that's fine. Let's end turn. Let's hit the stopwatch. Go stopwatch. I am curious how long this takes. There much difference between Cap 3 and 4? I can't tell you the exact circumstance, but they are escalated. They escalate in rarity. Cap 4, I'll usually see a couple of during a playthrough. I've seen extremely rarely a Cap 5, and that's as high as it goes. So you'll be lucky if you see even a single Cap 5 after multiple complete playthroughs. They're super, super rare. Cap 4s are probably the highest you should hope for when you're actually playing from a realistic standpoint. But Cap 4s, if you can get a young Cap 4 and you're playing on a decent sized map, so you know that the game turns are going to go for a while, and it's going to take the game's going to take a while, that's the best result, is getting an 18-year-old Cap 4. Going to be a while before they get good, but they're going to advance really, really quickly and gain a lot of skill. And they'll be really powerful. My luck, I usually get 69-year-old interns that have never held a job in their life and never attended school. They have no skills. They have opposite profiles and factions from what my government represents. So they're always pissed at me. They're always grumpy. They have no contribution. Training them in skills over time does nothing because they're just going to die of old age before they ever become useful. I can't really answer that question. Too often I've just abandoned runs, and the games take a really long time to play. Really long time. I mean, even on a small map, I'm looking at 25, 30 hours easily. So it's kind of hard. How do the victory conditions work? I'll show you the victory screen when we get back in. That was a minute. Oops. Hey. I think that was 2 minutes? What the hell, stopwatch? 2 different values there. That was weird. However, we killed 200 infantry. That's good. We gained the technology fascination. That's also good. Alright. Which one did we get? We got fascination. Oh, we actually picked up fascination. Wait, wasn't I supposed to pick heart? Did I pick mind instead of heart? I picked mind instead of heart. Oh, well. That's fine. So we got the technology fascination. That's really good. That gets us the techno mages. So I intended to go with heart. I was trying to do different profiles than I had before. But I'm super happy to have the Techno Mage. What else was I talking about? I was going to show the victory screen and the... Oh, yeah, earlier I talked about... let's do this one first. Which screen is it? Right there. That's what it's called. Administrative strain. Functions as a production penalty on items. The higher it is, the less efficient your management of the zone will be. So that's the thing to worry about. Anything above 10%, you start getting some pretty serious negative consequences. And you get this strain by having production facilities, mines, and so on, more than 6 spaces away from the capital city. So if I conquered all the way down here and then set up a metal mine down here, it's a massive distance from the capital city, and we'd have administrative strain trying to control that kind of production from so far a distance. So that's one of the reasons why you do want to set up new zones, is to relieve administrative strain. So this is good for us right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that mine's within 5. So that's not going to generate any strain whatsoever for that distance. And then there was the victory screen is under victory overview. So right there. Overview of all the victory axis and your victory score. You need to have a victory score higher than 50, while your closest competitor has 25 score less than you. So yeah. So, small numbers. And you can, there is diplomacy. You can befriend and then convince to join you. You can absorb miners and I think majors. I'm not sure about the majors, but you can do shared victories and use diplomacy to protect and then absorb miners and all that kind of stuff. I think those were the questions people had asked. Alright, what was I looking at? We just jumped back in. I think my spy got caught? Yeah, he probably did. We can check. We can go to the spy overview. I've got 2 spies in high waters and 1 spy in Alpha Camp. Says no spies lost. Their reports just get a little sporadic, I think, is what happens. I'm not sure how it determines whether you get full overwatch on an area or not, but I don't have enough spies saturated out there quite yet. We didn't get our spy card back, unfortunately. Not going to recruit a merc. Not going to those. Still holding off on those. So we got no cards to use right now. Who have I got in my reserve? Scotty, the Cap 3, Elite Humanist School. Yeah, I might have to go with him. I was trying to hold off to... Well, he's not that great a fighter anyway. Maybe I will go with the... It's either hold him for the military research, or it's put him in as the spy master. We'll wait just a little bit longer. Alright, so construction's finished. Next round we'll start getting that. So they finished the light industry. We're going to get a bump on that also. So we'll have materials coming in. We'll have more IP available to build with. They started on the town customs office. That gives security, which is good. We need that in that city as well. What are we up to? Oops. What are we up to? So security and health. We need something to raise the health. So a hospital, a clinic, things like that. They'll start working on the health one after they finish the security office. So, that's a possibility. Sell? You gonna let me sell food again? Sure. I'll take whatever I can get.
Copy that.
Making more food than I can use. I want to buy a couple machines before I forget.
Copy that.
Always make sure I have a couple on hand. Alright, so we're poor again. Let's get back. History. Next battle. So they attacked me there. They lost 200. We lost nothing. And that was it. There are different Civ scores. There's an overall empire-wide Civ score. That's your Civ level. And this is, as it says, equal to the square root of your average civ levels, of all your average zone civ levels, and then -1. So these things control various important things. We've raised our admin level and our tech level. Raising our civ level is dependent on those things I was just talking about, which is raising these things. The city itself has a civ score, a quality of life score based on how well it's providing health, security, education, and entertainment. And that's all based on the assets that are in the zone. So that's based on having the customs office and the school. The school here is providing education points. The casino is providing entertainment points. The customs is going to provide security. And then we just need to get some kind of a health bonus. And that'll raise the civ level in the zone, which will then eventually raise the civ level of our empire, which controls various things. Yep. If they have a higher quality of life number, then your people are happier, which then causes your productivity to go up. Actually, speaking of that, what is my relation number? Wow, 86 is my high and 60 is my low. That's not too bad, actually. We'll keep working on that. We need to have a round of, as soon as I get some income, we need to have a round of talks with our folks about their current salaries. Okay, I think I'm going to post him up there and just leave him on the outskirts. We're going to do the same for this guy. I need to get a regular militia down here. I want this guy to stay mobile, so I'd like to get like this unit down here. And we're going to wait to do that, though, till after we finish these guys. We'll bring him up. You got to go there. You go there. The goal is to just get the rest of these guys into fighting position. The next round, if they don't move, wrap these two guys around so they can't retreat, and then hammer them with the regular infantry. I guess there is fine. I just wish this guy could have gotten into position, because he won't be full strength when the fight hits next round. Alright, that's the best we can do for the moment. We're good, we're good. We've moved all of our units. The headquarters unit is close enough that it's providing its full bonus. And we can see that by going over here and looking at this number. Headquarters power. Skill of the OHQ commander is 100% effective. So you got to stay within a certain range of the headquarters unit these guys are attached to in order to receive the benefits and bonuses from the commander. If this headquarters unit was out here, we might only be at like a 50 or a 40% effectiveness, and we get much less bonus because he's out of range. So, that's done. Let's call the secretary, talk about a new organization.
Yes, sir.
And let's add the spy council. Let's get the Secret Service Council going. So it's down to 8. That's a reasonable number. So we'll go ahead and get the Secret Service Council added. And no strat cards I'm worried about right now. We are done with our construction, so we're free to do other things finally. I would, like I said, love to raise up another formation. We do a brigade scale with headquarters. We're at 58% of being able to raise this one. Short on IP. Everything else we've got. So I'm going to wait around, and we're going to see if we can raise a full strength one. You're allowed to raise it as long as you have at least 50%, but then you just have to basically raise up all the other units that are missing and add them in. I'll just wait. So we'll put off other building one turn. If I can get a second one of these put together, we'll be in fine form if we get wanderers from either direction. Or if I need to bring more power to bear. And it lets me park a division or a brigade on top of the city in case we have an event that I need to suppress. Let's... yeah, we're just going to have to pick from whoever we've got available. Don't have the points to recruit a merc. Don't need trade right now. think we're all set. Yeah. With the brigade, you get the headquarters unit, so you get an officer in command, and they provide significant bonuses in combat. They have a cohesive group of 5 to start with units with an attached headquarters unit that provides very significant bonuses. So there are reasons to do independent units as well. That's just going to be a single unit of the type. But for my main fighting forces, I need full brigades with headquarters attached. What I'll do independent is once we get the brigade up, I'll do an independent recon buggy, preferably 2. How big is a corps? I haven't often gotten to the corps size. There's actually like 3-4 levels to those. There's corps and there's army. Maybe army is the highest level. I've never made a unit of that size. None of the games I've played have ever gone that long. It's probably brigade, corps, army. A corps, though, is about 19,000 units or soldiers. So you need 19,000 recruits for a standard infantry corps. Depends a bit on which OOB, which kind of fighting force it is. But for a standard infantry group, early game tech, it's 19,000 soldiers or recruits versus 3,000, 5,000 for the current one. So, we're coming up on 2 minutes for turn processing. We're on like turn 5, something like that. So, we had a fight. He tried to break out. He didn't back off, which is good. I should get my surround and pound. We killed 400. Hey, we got our spy back. New director for the Secret Service. Well, you both kind of suck. And I did not get a strat card for a new leader. So, we'll just slot in, let's see, I think it's going to be Porky. You were the Cap 3 that I want to put into the next Tech Council. So, Porky. 19 War. Ugh. No, it's got to be him. Got to be him with a 30. So, alright, you're getting it, Scotty.
Yes, sir.
And I don't care about internal security right now.
Yes, sir.
All done. So, those guys are pretty much done. Not sure I could make the run to that thing. What is that bonus? Oh, that's the refugee camp for population. How far could I get? So it's at least 1-2 turns to get there, assuming it doesn't have anybody sitting on it. Then 2 turns back again. We could probably do it. It'd be a little... This is a pretty strong unit. I'd rather not starve it out, and I'm kind of sitting on this mine. I think I'll wait. We'll try to get a more mobile unit down there. So, checking our construction. We are completely done constructing town customs, and then the sewers are going up. Does the sewers give the health benefit? It does. So it's one of the cheapest health ones. So, they're pretty good. The private economy is pretty good about filling in gaps in those quality of life. It'll kind of sequence through them instead of just building one type over and over again. So, give them time and keep them funded. Keep money flowing to them, meaning low taxes and subsidies, the cash subsidies, and they'll just keep building continuously. So that's the important part. So that'll help. Let's see. So can we raise that force now? So if you have to click on a space where you want the force to be raised. By the way, it has to be on a logistics point like a road or a city connected by road. But this is our only choice at the moment. We're at 93%. Pretty close. Pretty close. What are we short? We're short. Oh, we're short recruits. I actually don't have enough recruits. So 5,500 for the brigade. The corps is 19,000, and the army is 62,000. So yeah. The problem is, even if I were to raise a corps, it's too many men when you're fighting small groups like this. You have a certain amount of frontage depending on what you're fighting, and sending 20,000 men after 100 men, most of those 20,000 men aren't going to be able to participate in the fight, so you end up with this huge malice to your combat stats, which shows in the combat screen, because you can't actually bring all those people to bear against such a small target, depending on, I think, maybe terrain even as well. I don't know exactly how they compute it, but generally you want to fight brigades with brigades and regiments with regiments and so on. So we could still raise it. It's going to use all of my IP, pretty much all of my IP for the round, so I got to gauge that need against going straight to construction. And we can't yet do the upgraded bureaucratic office. We have to raise our civ level before we can do that. That's the whole point of raising the city's abilities, like I was showing you. Because we got to raise the civ level in a city, which then raises our empire civ level, which means I can then drop the next BP office, the bureaucratic office, which is a big important thing for me. That's where we get all the funding for our councils. We don't need food or water. We're okay on those for a while. I'm not worried about oil in the near future. Industry is not something I can build right now, by the way, if you're wondering, because it produces IP. It takes 3 rounds of this much each round. So 500 metal per round, that's 1,500 total metal. I'm only generating 100 or so at the moment, so it's out of reach. That's why you work on the recycling centers, so that you get metal income from the recycling centers. Then when you get enough, you can switch and start producing the industry. I hate the High Command Center. I think it's a dumb building. I don't know why anybody would build that. We don't have radiation to worry about. Oh yeah, truck stations, and do I want to work on my infrastructure, or do I want to build a road? So we could say construct right there, mining, a rare metal mine facility. 2 rounds, so we've got the metal on hand, and we almost have enough IP, so it'd probably take 3 rounds to actually build. Then we'd have a fair amount of, actually a more than fair, we'd have a pretty significant amount of rare earth coming in. I can sell that every round for cash, which is a current problem. I'm really tempted to go for this. I'm trying to remember how they handle the road for a private one. Right now, without any sign of other impending incursions by the free folk marauders, I think I might go with the rare metal facility. I think it's going to be more critical.
Wilco.
Dunk, 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 dunk. Well, that's helpful. I couldn't remember if the road would go in automatically or if the other folks would do it. Huh. All right, we'll hope that works out. That'll be awesome if we can get that up really quickly. I've still got another space I need to drop a recycling center in, but that's going to be a much higher output. So the recycling center that's here is only providing me with 27 rare earth per turn. I mean, it's also 65 metal and some fuel. But the rare earth, if I can get a high volume of it, I can start selling it on the market right away before the other nations do, hopefully. Alright, so that's done. Our construction is complete. Everything I've got is going to be tied up in that for a couple of turns. I'm not going to move you guys. Ugh, I'm so tempted to run him south. Hold off, Vorm, don't do it. Alright, you're going to go there, you're going to go there. That basically just cuts off any retreats they might do. Let's try this fight first. If we go in with... I'm not 100% sure that's enough to get a... So here's that number I was talking about. This is the saturation issue. I'm sending too many men in to fight a small force, so we're taking a negative on our attack values because there's just not enough room for everybody to stand next to each other and aim their rifles. Despite the odds, having more firepower going down range for the full 10 rounds is more likely to force the retreat. Problem is, I don't have this blocked. Yeah, I really need to force this retreat. Let's hope we manage it. That's not looking good. Nope. Oh, maybe. Come on. Ooh. Late round rally. Went to round 8. Alright, so now we can lock them in. So, now we've got them locked. That's the only thing I cared about for this round. Just getting them locked in place. Let's shuffle you to there. Cover that militia to help out. I don't think they'll be able to do anything with that guy. So we're all set for the fight. We'll annihilate them next round. Not moving, not moving. Did our production. We got political points, but it's good to have a stockpile because some of these cost quite a bit. Hey, we got covert ops. Let's send out some spies. I want... Still haven't gotten one on this miner.
Yes, sir.
Failure. Try again.
Yes, sir.
Alright, we got one spy in. That's not awesome, but it'll give us a little bit of info. Merc, and not worried about these other. You're probably still a terrible roll. 17%. Yep, not doing that. Alright, I think we're done again. Any troops to replace? One of you. And a couple machine guns. Alright, so we got our unit replacements for the losses we've taken. I believe you don't pay instantly the moment you press the button. It the beginning of the next round's upkeep, it ships the materials for that round if it has logistics to do so, which is what the road is. So it may have pulled my IP to build that road. It's nice flat terrain, so it should have been fairly cheap. That last space over the river might have cost a little bit, but 20, 40, 60, 80. It should have only been 100 and maybe a little bit more than that, if it did pull it out then. But the main materials for the structure, they get delivered the next at the upkeep phase of the next round. There's always it always takes at least one, depending on the type of building, sometimes 2 turns longer than what's listed to get the actual results out of the building, just because of the turn sequencing and when things happen during a turn. I see my hold that position force is down to 2. Well, it says 2. Maybe it's actually 3 and some losses. Some of the militia units have artillery, so I can do artillery bombardments. They're just really, really weak artillery. Good for digging a little bit of entrenchment value out of a unit that's been sitting in place a while. And I'll probably use them as artillery for this fight. Depends on what kind of numbers I see. I think we can get away with just a frontal assault with the main infantry units. With minimal losses, I'll do that, and that way I can move the militia units instead of committing them to the fight. More metal deposits! Oh, actually, that was rare earth for the other one. This is awesome. If we got a rare earth and a metal deposit in our area,